Guys, how you are? Today we're gonna be discussing or making a review of something quite important. It's a power bank, and I got this off of AliExpress. Of course, with the intention of doing it yourself. Uh, it's a DIY set of a power bank, and it's reputed to have wireless charging options. It has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 18, 650 cells, and that is a massive power to have in your hand to charge your devices, your batteries, to charge your phones, your tablets, and it even charges laptops. Yes, because it has a QC 3.0. According to the description here, it says QC 3.0, PD 3.0, FCP, AFC. So it's a whole lot of charging algorithms that it has here that makes it compatible with recent devices. Here the input is 5 volts to 5 volts 3 amps to charge it. You can also charge it with 9 volts 2 amps, even 12 volts 1 to 5 amps. The output basically is around 9 volts to 2 amps, 12 volts in 1.5 amps output. So it's a great device to have in your hand, to have handy when you run out of juice in your devices. So in the package, it came with this case, and also this was included. This is a tiny screwdriver, because apparently they envisage that people may be finding it difficult to come across this type of screwdrivers, and so it's included, which makes it very okay. Although in the long run, if you happen to buy multiples of these and several times, you might end up having multiples of your screwdriver too. But for now, let's make do with what we have here. So I have to make mention to you guys that these batteries were salvaged 18650 cells. They were actually salvaged from a mobile home power system, and basically what happened was the system itself is still working, but the batteries are still in top-notch condition, but some other components of the system stopped working, so the batteries are still even under 1 year use, so they must have been cycled just for a very few number of times. I am guessing probably 200 cycles at most. And these batteries, as good as they are Samsung batteries. Actually, these are the original batteries, Samsung 1CR. They are very good and can go as much as 1000 cycles, I think. So I had to remove, just because I wanted something brand new to appear brand new, I mean the cells. So I removed the cover that came with it and have this purchased off of AliExpress as well. And in some of my other videos, I'll tell you guys how you can put your shrink tubes around this 18650 to give it a brand new look. So right now we're going to assemble this with this salvaged 18650 cells.
Now, it is quite important that you guys try as much as possible to be mindful of the polarities of these cells by the time you're assembling this. Most power banks of the 5-volt output group usually have their cells, the polarities of their cells in one side. On one side, you have the positive on one side, the negative on one side. If you by chance make an error in assembling this, making the positive or trying to cross the positive side with negative side, you risk burning the device, I mean your power bank, because then you will literally short circuiting the cells by doing that. So you have to put that into cognizance. It's quite important. I have done this error a few times, but I got away with it.
So it is done, and now to cover it, and we have screws that came with the pack too, along with the screwdriver. tiny screws came, and here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 holes for the screws. You have to make sure that it is well covered, that the edges are well opposed. You see, yeah, and it forms a very tight and very good seal. All right, so let's screw this in. Oh, and oh, it came with like 8 screws in total. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and we have 8. Oh, why did they include 8 screws? I'm guessing it must have been an error on their part, because we are going to need 6 screws here instead of 8 that was included in the package. Or maybe the seller thought, I'm guessing it's going to be some form of packing error. So let's screw in these things. Yeah. I think it's good to do it alternately so that you have a good fit. Alternate here, you move to the alternate end. Okay, like that. Then the next side, like that. Then you come back to the middle to finish it up. Alright, there we have it. So I have to tell you guys that the batteries that I put in here were pre-charged. They have gone through the normal processes of top balancing or bottom balancing in some instances, but they are already pre-charged, and therefore they are full 100% before I have them into this plan. And it's quite important to do that so that you don't have a charging difference. By the time you're putting differently charged levels of batteries in this thing, you end up having some batteries or some cells getting undercharged, while some may have acquired the 100% charge. So it's very important. Okay, so right now it's 100% charged, as you all can see, and next couple of videos I'll show you how this thing performs well. I'm guessing it's going to last some time, although what we have problems with this thing, especially in terms of quality, is if you don't get the good quality ones, the cells actually outlast the equipment itself. The cell outlasts the DIY power bank. But if it's one with very good quality, it usually lasts the lifetimes of the cells.
Now, to calculate the approximate capacity of this power bank that we just DIY, we will have to consider the number of 18650 cells and the average capacity of each cell. Now remember, I said that these were salvage cells which must have undergone around, let's say, 200 cycles or maybe even less. There are also Samsung 1CR cells, which are types also being used in some electric vehicles. These cells can be considered as very good, being from a reputable manufacturer as Samsung. So I conducted capacity testing for these cells, and they have between 2500 and 2800 milliamp hour capacity. Well, let's go with a reasonable 2500 mAh capacity per cell. Therefore, for 16 cells that is in the power bank, you have a total of 40,000 milliamp hour. Now in kilowatt, that will give you an average kilowatt of 40,000 mAh times 3.7 volts per cell. That gives you a total of 148,000 kilowatt hour. 148,000 kilowatt hour may not be attainable in real life scenarios, judging by the intricacies that accompany boost conversion from the 3.7 volts nominal of the cells to the 5 volts that the power bank outputs. The boost converters, they have efficiencies of between 75% and 95%. But let's assume a reasonable average of 85% efficiency. Now, that is gonna give us around, considering or trying to juxtapose it with the 148,000 kilowatt hour, that will give us around 125,800 kilowatt hour. Now that's an impressively massive mobile power to have handy, considering it also charges as USB Type-C laptops as well. What is the advantage of this? DIYing your own power bank ensures that you have the maximum range of choices at a fairly affordable and cheap price. You have enough 18650 cells to toy with, so why not make for yourself a great mobile power bank by just getting a cheap but great empty power bank case and just slot your batteries in it. You end up getting premium results at less than half the price you would have paid for pre-manufactured power banks. Now you bet that is a smart way to save some bucks. Once more, I'm going to be showing you more DIY ideas that you can create with these great and affordable 18650 cells, including 24 volts and 48 volt battery packs, which are suitable for use in home solar systems. Click on the subscribe button to get prompt notifications of the videos as they get reeled out for your relish. Thank you for keeping things alive with